right, what's up, y'all? We are back with another episode. What is this, like episode 18? Something like that?
19, 18?
19 to 18. But yeah, if you've been sticking around for all of these episodes, thank you. Thank you. Road to 20, and then to 100, and then 150. And yeah, we're going to keep going. But hope everybody's doing great today. How are you feeling today?
Well,
Your day was good?
it was an okay day.
Just okay?
It was weird, a little weird.
A little weird? Yeah. It was. A lot of sleeping and waking up and sleeping and waking up.
Yeah, we went to bed like 4 a.m.
Yep.
It was just weird. When you go to bed super late and you wake up late, it's just...
It felt like a weekend.
I feel like your day is like thrown off, but...
Yeah.
Got some stuff accomplished.
That's good. So today we're gonna tell y'all about how we met. And yeah, we're just gonna start there and see where it takes us.
Sound more excited about it. I mean...
We're gonna tell you how we met and see where we go from there.
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, so how we meet?
Oh, Lord,
How you meet me?
We're just gonna go right into it.
Start from the jump.
Why don't we just start from the day we were born? So,
Hey, hold on. That's too long.
And I was born.
Stop.
Okay. All right. I guess we could start by just really sharing the story of that day, how everything unfolded,
That's where we starting?
unraveled. Yeah, we could backtrack after that, but you know.
All right, cool.
What?
So, yeah, we had some friends who was having a kid, so we was going to their baby shower.
Wait, why don't you start off with like basically your point of view on that day?
On that day?
Like literally you preparing to go, anything that was said to you before you went.
I was getting there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so we had some friends who were having a baby, and my friend, he was the father of that baby. And I was there because I was the godfather of the child, and also I was going to take pictures as well. So get there, and on the way there, I think a day before they told me that they had a friend who I might be interested in, and I was like, sure, because I was in a phase where I'm like, I'm not trying to date because, like I told y'all before, I think I said up here before, I told God the next woman I date, I'm gonna marry her. So I'm not about to be.
You weren't trying to date?
I wasn't just trying to date anybody, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I didn't know you, so I'm like, how would they know? Like she's my type or anything like that. So yeah.
Type.
I wouldn't say type. The right someone I would want to date. I'll just say that.
Yeah,
How would I know she's someone I would want to date? And yeah. I didn't see you, so I didn't know what you looked like. And then I got there. I think we got off the elevator and you might have been coming from the bathroom or something. And then my friend was like, excuse me?
I said, that's what happened.
Yeah, that's what happened. And then my friend was like, that's the girl. I think he might have said your name. And I was looking and I looked up and I saw her. I don't think she saw me, but I saw her. I was like, what did I say? I said, she's beautiful. I said it like that. And he was like, yeah. And then came in and I got to meet you quickly for a second. We didn't really talk much when I first met you, like when your friend introduced us. We didn't talk much. Then I just started talking with my friends, stuff like that. And then I saw that you were taking pictures. And I was like...
Pictures.
I was like, wait a minute, she's a photographer too? So I approached, and then, I go over there, boom, 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 see what she got going on. And she had the same camera as me, the exact same camera, the Nikon D3300, which is trash now.
Dang. I mean, I wouldn't
Back
say trash.
then-
I took some real good pictures.
Oh yeah,
with that
me
camera.
too. A lot of videos and good
It was
stuff.
a great starter camera.
Yeah, I'll say that. DSLR camera. Yeah, and so we just chatted for a little bit about camera. I don't think we talked too much about anything else, but yeah, so that happened. And then the baby shower was over and her parents and her walked out, her friend, which is my friend's girl, and they had a child together. Yeah, that's who she is. And then,
Is that
you know,
making sense?
they said bye because we was getting back on the road to go to Petersburg. And then, yeah, she hugged me with two hands.
2 hands. I hugged him like this.
She gave me a.
That's
she
what
gave
that
me.
sound like.
She gave me a 2-armed, handed hug, and I was like, she might like me.
She's like, oh, she want me. He was like, oh, she want me.
Yeah, I was like, oh, she
I
might
was
like
like,
me.
wow, that's
But no, I'm just saying, like,
interesting.
when you meet a girl, they don't usually just give you 2-handed hugs.
Armed.
2 arms.
That-
They don't usually just give you 2-armed hugs and y'all just met. So I don't know. It's just something different about how like kind you were. And I wouldn't say you was trying to like get at me. I was just kind. I mean, you hugged everybody with 2 hands before they left. So 2 arms. You hugged everybody with 2 arms before.
I just imagine this.
Like a T-Rex. Hey, chill. So yeah, I could just see it was something different about it. So I had to figure it out. If you know
All
what
right,
I'm
that's
saying.
his side of the story.
Yeah, that's
Blah,
my side.
Blah, blah. Like, I'm just
Whoa,
kidding.
wait a minute.
That was very accurate.
Dang.
It's hard to sit through and like listen to your
not-
side and not like
All right,
interject.
so go. I'm gonna let you go. I ain't gonna say nothing.
My side of the story. I didn't know anything about you until the day of, I believe it was.
Wow.
My friend mentioned something about you or whatever. They said they wanted me to meet Sam, and I'm just like, okay, because I was nervous because she had shown me another one of y'all friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like I should be interested in getting to know him, but when I saw him, I was like, no, thank you, because she showed me a picture of him.
Yeah. He had a whole girlfriend too that was at the baby
Which
shower.
was weird. I was like, why was she showing me this dude? Anyway, then the day of the baby shower, we're about getting ready to leave and everything. She tells me about you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh God. I'm just like, my hopes are very low. And I think at the time I wasn't really like concerned about dating whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotten out of a situationship not that long ago. And I was just cool off that. I was just like, chilling. And then, so she tells me about him. I'm just like, oh, wonderful. And so that day comes. And I remember that moment, the elevator moment, vividly. Because, because I remember I was coming from the bathroom. And I looked up, and I feel like we basically just made eye contact.
Yep.
But I felt a little awkward because I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh, that's definitely him. But I felt awkward because I knew it was him, and we hadn't been introduced to each other yet. So I just kept walking.
Oh.
But I peeped your face. He was like, yeah, bro. And I was like,
I didn't even know you saw
you know.
that.
I was like, no, I'm just kidding. But
Because I think when we first saw each other, I didn't know it was you.
I just assumed
And then he had
because,
to tell me. He was like, oh, yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just assumed because, like,
I was with him.
one, we're at a baby shower. You were like the only guy there at the moment, and you were with him. So I was like, okay, that's probably him. I didn't really get a good look at you because I was like, it was like one of those oh shoot moments. Like, dang,
Oh, you froze up.
I wanted to wait till like we were introduced to
That
really
sauce,
like.
bro, I put that sauce.
No,
I mean,
I wanted to wait till we were really introduced before I like really looked at you.
yeah. What? That is crazy. So she didn't want to look at me like this was like a wedding. Like you're not supposed to see.
Yeah, like dang, I
before
was
the
supposed to
wedding, like,
wait till we were introduced.
She saw me and said, "Oh no, can't look, can't look yet."
But yeah, but I don't think we were even introduced. We were in the same room for a minute before we were even introduced, and I was already like checking him out. I was like, oh, he is cute.
Oh, okay.
He's cute or whatever. And so that was at least a pleasant surprise. I was like, oh my gosh, if he was like the other dude that
I was
she
a
had showed
duck.
me, I was gonna be like, no, thank you, ma'am. But the crazy part was that they made us both the godparents of their child too, and it was just like, it's just weird. Like,
and the reason, just to give y'all a backstory, the reason that is because we grew up with
Right.
them. Like I grew up with
childhood friends.
I grew up with bro. She grew up with sis.
Yeah.
And then they ended up being together.
Yeah.
And well, we can talk about that later. So you can finish
Yeah.
your story.
Yeah, this story is deep, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And like, just to interject, like, it's really a story of like how beautifully God orchestrates things and how certain relationships are literally ordained for a purpose.
For a purpose. Amen.
And once they've served their purpose,
They served their purpose.
they're done. And so, going back to that day, so I was like, oh, he's cute. So I would like sneak little glances at him throughout the baby shower, but I was on duty. I was on game duty. I was in the zone, making sure that my friend's baby shower went smoothly and everything. So anyway, we were introduced. Like he said, found out we had the same exact camera.
Same exact.
And we also have the picture to prove, like,
Oh yeah.
we both
We'll put that picture up.
aiming the camera, taking pictures. And yeah, our conversation that day was very brief, and he hit everything on the head. Gave him the 2-arm hug, which that must have been like God making me do that, because like I didn't think nothing of it.
Right.
And I don't know if that's even something I normally do.
It felt like warm. Like,
feel
cause
like
I
that's
needed
something I
a
normally do.
hug. If
Yeah.
I'm being honest, like everybody ain't gonna say they need a hug, but I realized I needed a good 2-armed hug.
Wow.
You know?
I think I am a 2-arm hugger, but
Yeah.
I mean, unless I really don't know you like that, I'm just.
You really didn't know me like that.
But it felt like we locked in now. I mean, we both gonna be around each other if we are the godparents of this child,
Yeah, that's true,
right?
that's
So
true.
I was like, this family now.
Yeah, that's
Regardless
true.
of if we was gonna pursue anything or not. I mean, my mindset wasn't in that place of like, oh, okay, this is about to be my man. That was really the last thing I was thinking, but.
Like, I can't say that when we left that day that we were interested in each other. I can't even say that we were.
I was
I
open to getting to know you more, especially because of the weird like
coincidences,
similarities. Yeah. So I was just like,
And
okay.
then I think when we got back, like they showed me your Instagram. Like they gave me your Instagram. So I was looking, oh, she's a
he hit me up
cool.
that same day.
She cool. Oh, she cool. And then of course, like they was hyping you up. Well, your friend, she was hyping you up and like, yeah, she a woman of God. I'm telling you, blah blah blah. I'm like, that's what they all say. But she was like, no, for real. And I was
funny.
like, I'm gonna hit her up. I'm gonna see,
Yeah.
if I can get the number.
And honestly, like, I feel like when I saw your Instagram, I was like, I'm not sure. Like, I felt like you might have been like a little corny. And then, but this is the thing, right?
C-word.
He kind of is, but I like it.
I'm not lame though.
He's
like
not
there's a difference
lame.
between being corny. I wouldn't even call it corny. It's just like
I don't know another word. You are unique.
playful.
You're just a unique individual, and I don't even think you understand how unique you are. But it's a great thing. Like, I love it.
Oh, okay.
I really do. Like, there's like, I've never met a guy like him.
Oh wow.
He's super humble. Yeah, he just had a really good spirit about him, even though some of the things he would do were like kind of like corny. Like, I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Yo, you got one more time
I'm
to
not
use
trying
that
to fight
C-word.
you, but it's like some of the things you would do was a little corny. And I just came in and added a little sauce to his life.
She said corny though. Hold on. You about to make me look up this word real quick, just so y'all know what corny mean.
Maybe I need to know what.
Corny means
What do you mean?
really it means old fashioned, trite, lacking in subtlety. So subtlety. Like I wasn't subtle with things. Like I would say how I felt, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you know how, like, I feel like what I was used to at the time, what was I, 21 when I met you?
Yeah, I was about, I was 23 when I met you. I was turning 23 in a couple months. Yeah.
Or was I 20? I think I was 21. Anyway, a lot of guys, especially at that younger age, they try to be like real cool and like suave about things and how they approach you.
Right.
But he was just straight up like,
this is me.
I think you're cute.
Hey, hold on. All right.
I'm sorry.
Basically,
no, he was just very straightforward and sweet, and
that's the thing. Like I was being myself. Like I wasn't trying to riz you. Like what's the point?
Yeah.
Like why would I riz you and then later down the line I'm not even that guy anymore? Like you know what I'm saying? So I was gonna be myself. Like this is what it is. I think you cute. Yeah. And let me get your number. And
I feel like ever since that day, like
we've been inseparable.
Like, we had some moments, but almost inseparable.
I mean, we're still together, so we are.
Yeah, we are. We are inseparable. Inseparable.
I knew you was about to start. Stop before we get copyrighted.
You can get copyrighted from singing a song?
Hey, you never know. Oh. But so that's how that went. And I do want to talk about the weird coincidence with, friends and how that happened.
Right.
So, like I said, my childhood friend, which was in a relationship.
How long did you know
your
him
childhood
for?
friend? I knew him since I was 10.
Okay, and I knew my friend since we were like 7, 8.
Yeah, I might have been 10 or 11 when we first met.
Okay.
We played basketball together, did a lot, went to the same high school. We just hung out a lot. So basically grew up together. We went through puberty together. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, so he didn't end up going to college with me. He went to the military, but we still kept in touch. I still don't know how that happened because he would be gone for months and you wouldn't hear a word from him. So when he would get back, he would come visit me in college. And I had become friends with her childhood friend in college.
And my childhood friend, I mean, clearly I didn't go to their college.
Right.
I went all the way across the country.
California.
So also same thing, like there was a period where we didn't really talk or keep contact like that. But it wasn't until, honestly, I think around when she got pregnant that we started talking again.
Right.
And there was no reason that we stopped to begin with. You just kind of fall off a little bit and like,
That's what happens when childhood friends.
Especially when you're in college and stuff. It's just like you start to develop new friendships where you are and kind of, that's just how life is. But
I just think it's crazy how I became friends with your friend. And like we would literally just hang out with them because they were, when I was a junior, she was a freshman, I think. Or when I was a senior, she was a freshman. So, and I think we all had lived in the same dorm. So we used to hang out, walk to cookout. But they were younger. But fast forward to one day, my friend came to college just to visit me. You know what I'm saying? And we just happened to be hanging out with them. And I was just looking at them. I was like, yo, they would probably make a good couple. So I was like, I just introduced them like, hey, boom, boom, boom. Like, this is my friend, you know what I'm saying? And the rest is history. So they ended up being together. He proposed and, all of that. So it's just wild how that happened.
So, they developed a friendship. And I rekindled that friendship with her when she was pregnant. But, still long distance, we didn't like see each other often or anything. Well, really at all, I don't think. Until pretty much she was pregnant and we had the baby shower and
then she had the baby.
All that good stuff. That's all fine and dandy. But the interesting part about it is like, it seems as though after me and you got into an official relationship, which was like, what, 3 months later after we met?
Was.
I think that's an important detail.
When you know, you know.
We met in May, right? May?
Yes.
And
July, the middle of July.
Really like 2 months
2.5
later.
months.
We were dating. Or
No, we were in a relationship.
in a relationship, yeah.
Yeah. Boyfriend, girlfriend.
And so, yeah. Okay, that was July, right?
Mm-hmm.
August, September, wait.
What's you counting?
August, September, October. So 4 months later is when that friendship kind of like came to an end. Like on both ends. And I don't really think we'll get into like the details of why, but I feel like it was really like clear what the friendship, like the purpose of the friendship.
Yep.
Because I think sometimes we feel as though, you know, or we would like for friendships to be lifelong.
Right.
But sometimes that's just not how it works out. You can't force yourself to, or you can't force other people to want to keep you in their life, right? So there were just some differences in how we wanted to pursue life. And
I know my lifestyle changed.
Yeah. And so that friendship ended. And
but I will say, to this day, there's no bad blood between any of us anymore, though.
I mean,
and I know that for a fact.
I can't say.
Oh, you can't say.
Like,
okay.
I can't say on the other person's part, but like, I know that I am at peace in that, you know, there's no hard feelings about anything.
And I will say that I do think some friendships need to end when you get in a relationship. I'm just saying. Especially if that relationship is elevating you to a better you. Mm-hmm. And I think that's, for me, I can speak for myself. I know being in a relationship with you was helping me become better. Mm-hmm. And there were just certain lifestyle changes I made that, you know, other friends, and it's not just that friend. There's other friends I have not talked to since we started, like, really pursuing each other. Mm-hmm. And that's because, you know, they were still living a certain lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't, first of all, I didn't desire to do it. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is just like, I didn't want that to influence you. Because there was one thing before that I feel like you were influenced to do when it came to like smoking, just because I was doing it with them. I don't know if that was an influence on you, but.
No, I had smoked before with other friends. It wasn't something that like I felt, because he's doing it, let me do it. Because after that time, I was like, I'm good. Yeah. Like, for me, smoking was never a thing of like, oh, I really want to do this. There were times, like, almost like even with drinking, like, I don't really crave to drink. Yeah. But in a social setting, I might drink with friends. But it was kind of that type of thing. Like, in a social setting, I would smoke with friends. And I guess at that point, I was just like, I don't really have to do it because I don't really, like, it doesn't do anything for me. Like, I'd rather have a drink than smoke because it would just make me sleepy. So it was like no point. So,
but yeah, the point is that I'm making is that either some friendships are going to be pruned, or your relationship is just probably not going to work out because some of those friendships, they're going to get cut off just naturally.
And I think it's important to note too, like, if certain friendships will point you in the right direction in your relationship, not just for you as an individual, but will that friend be able to give godly advice concerning you two as a unit? And I just think because of where you were in your growth journey with God, you specifically, that it was for the best. Because I don't know that you would have received the right guidance.
Correct.
Had you have gone to that friend and with any type of issues that we were going through.
Yeah.
And so all like nonetheless, regardless of a friendship ending, which is something I still had to grieve and let go of, I think it was for the best. And I really left that in God's hands, because it just felt like this was ordained for a purpose.
Yeah.
And I was never the type of person who's like, okay, I'm going to choose a man over my friend. That was never my heart.
Yeah.
But it also felt like there were times where I was like having to choose.
Yeah.
And
same here.
I always wanted to feel like in my friendship, I wanted to feel like empowered to like pursue joy and finding someone for me, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And I will say this. Any friend who's going to make you choose your significant other over them, and they're in a relationship, 9 times out of 10, they're not happy in their relationship. And I saw that not in just the friends we're talking about, but other friends as well.
Right.
So they would make me choose like, hey, bro, nah, I can't roll with you today. Like, and you're not about to make me choose. Like, I'd rather be with, who is now my wife. So I'd rather be with her. Yeah. But speaking of this being like ordained, I want you to tell them what your Grandma P. You have to tell them that story, because I remember she didn't tell me that story. Your grandma didn't tell me that story until I showed her like the ring when I was going to propose to you. So I kind of want you to tell them that story real quick.
Well, my grandma was always praying for my husband, child. She was praying for everybody. I feel like she the one prayed them friends about our lives, honestly. She was always praying for my relationships and praying for my husband, because I remember there was one time when I had a boy, I think it was my first boyfriend, and I was going through something with him, and I came to her crying about that. Ever since that moment, she would always pray for my husband. And I really feel as though like the reason I met you when I met you and we got married when we did was so that my grandmother could experience that, because that's something that she wanted for me so bad.
And
like,
she really believed it.
Yeah.
Too.
And I miss her so much. I really appreciate her for that. But she basically would say like, Lord, write your name on him.
Send her a husband and put your name on, like he has to have your name.
Yeah, basically. And so when I told her his name is Samuel. Dang, you want to put your whole government out there? His middle name is Jeshua. And once I told her Jeshua was his middle name, child, I have a Jamaican grandmother. She was thanking the Lord and praising him. Thank you, Jesus. She's like so happy. She's like, you know, she didn't say too much about it. She was just like,
but she already knew like that was going to happen. I feel like
she just knew not to like be like, yeah, that's the one. That's your husband. You
right.
know? But
not to scare you off.
Yeah,
or scare
but she was
off.
like very excited when she heard your middle name. And honestly, I think from that point on, she loved him more than me.
Yeah. And I find it funny how she didn't tell me that until I was going to propose.
You proposed.
Because like that's you important. Said, she was praying for your husband, not a boyfriend.
And I think that's another thing too, is when you have a prayer, and God has revealed something to you, but it's not time yet, that you hold on to what he's told you and not just go tell everybody.
Yeah.
Because even, I think it was, I don't know how many months in. It was a couple months into our relationship, and God told me that you were my husband. And I feel like that's something we hear so often. And even as like a teenager, that's something that like little boys would just throw around, like, you're my wife. God told me you're my wife. And it'd be like, it almost like lost its power. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, well, I need to hear it for myself if that's what God told you. But I didn't hear that. So I heard God tell me that this is my husband. And I was just like, and especially at a time where I was like,
she was thinking
I don't know about that, God. I think you might be wrong on this one. But I kept it to myself. I never told him about it. Did I ever?
You told me on our wedding day.
Oh.
In the vows.
I kept my mouth shut. I was like, well, if that's what it is, God, that's what it will be. And so I didn't say nothing about it. But it did help me in pushing through certain situations where, like, I was very particular. Like, so particular that I have my my old journal from 2014 in here with a list of 53 things that I wanted my husband to have.
And before you say the list, it's okay to have a list. But that list needs to be less superficial and more character traits, which yours was, I believe.
Let me go back to this, though, right? So God told me he was going to be my husband, right? I held on to it. I didn't tell him until we got married. So that right there, ladies and gentlemen, if God really told you something, you do not have to go telling, especially that person.
That might have scared me off.
Yeah. Because one is like, honestly, like, if that is a prophetic word that God is giving you, then it's going to happen. Like, you don't have to. I know in the excitement, sometimes people get excited and they're like, yeah. But I feel like a lot of times people use it manipulatively. Yeah. Like, I know that for sure. It's been used on me manipulatively. And when I heard it, it didn't sit well with my spirit. So you have to be mindful. Like, when God tells you something, you need to know when to keep that to yourself. Yeah. But yeah.
Because some things that God tell you is for you. It's for you to have it in your mind so you can start believing for it. It's not for you to tell everybody else so they can start doubting it. Yeah. Or so you can scare people off. But it's really for the perfection of your faith. That's why God tells us certain things or shows us glimpses of the future. Because he wants you to believe for it. So,
yeah. And at the time, I'm 22, 23. Like.
By the way, I met you when you was 20.
20?
Yes, because I turned 23 when the day before we became official, and then you ended up turning 21 a couple months after.
No, 22, babe. Because I went to Mexico for my 21st. I didn't know you yet.
Dang. Okay, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Correct me.
So what was I saying? 22, 23. I had desires to be married. And I've had people tell me, like, I was going to get married at a young age. And I was still like, nervous to believe that because I was like, what if that's not what happens? But clearly it was true. But I just wasn't, like, super eager at that time to get married. Like, I think I started to get more eager the, like, longer we were together. I was like, yeah, I want to get married.
I ain't even know that.
Yeah, but, like, at first I was just kind of like, like, I could wait. Like, I trust you, God. Like, I could wait. Yeah. And going back to this list that I wrote in 2014.
She just told me about this list.
In 2018. So that was 4 years prior.
Yeah, you met me 4 years after you made this list.
How old was I? Do the math for me.
21 minus 4?
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
No.
No, 19.
17.
17.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were 17 when you made that list. And she just told me about this list like maybe last week.
Yeah.
I just read it last week.
Because I was going through my journal, just, reading back on things that God had spoken to me, or just things that I've written down. And I came across this list. And I was reading the list. I was like, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait, where'd it go? I put a little...
Come on now.
I said, hold up, wait a minute. I wrote 53 things on this list. Tell me why he got 50 out of 53.
Let's go. That's an A.
That's real.
Hold on. Let's do the math. That's an A.
Are you serious?
I'm doing the math. That's a 94%.
94%. And this is the thing, right?
No,
I totally forgot about this list. I wrote this list and 100% forgot about it. I truly just gave it to God. Because, dated people, didn't find what I was looking for, right, character-wise. And I think majority of what is on this list is majority characteristics.
Go ahead, read the list.
The whole list?
No, just read some of them.
Oh. Well.
Yeah, matter of fact, read the whole list.
Oh, heck.
I'll read it.
Y'all want to hear the whole list? I wish y'all could really talk back to me right now. I was just going to talk about the 3 things that you didn't have.
Okay, you could talk about that.
But, I'll say a few things that he does have on here because it's kind of crazy how accurate some of this stuff is. It says musically inclined and shares my love for music.
Yeah. We also have a couple songs together, too.
Casso? Let's not talk about that. He's genuine and loyal. This is a very genuine man.
Yeah. That's what you were talking about earlier, like the corny.
Yeah. And he's been honest in situations where it's like a little like, dang.
Yeah. Hard to be honest.
I almost wish you would have lied.
That's hilarious.
Willing to live a life that is led by the Holy Spirit. Honorable, trustworthy, honest.
Wow.
Confident, humble, creative, a great active listener.
Before you go on, I just want to tell y'all something, man. So, out of all the things you just read, when we met, I didn't have some of those at all. Like, if I'm being honest, I was probably a D when you met me.
That's probably true.
That's crazy. Like, but that's just like, how do I put this? Because some people, they want to find someone who already has everything on this list.
That's true.
That's not what the list is for.
That's true.
The list is for so you know how to love this person to becoming the list, because the list is me at my best state, at an A+.
Right.
So it's not about them having everything on the list right then and there when you meet them. Of course, there's some things they need to have. Yeah. For sure. Like the honesty and stuff like that. They need to have some of those core values, but everything is not going to be there off the bat. And if you're not going to be okay with that, then you're going to be looking for a husband or wife forever. Just being honest with you.
Big facts.
So.
Let me continue on. Family man.
Family.
I didn't think anyone could beat me on like being family oriented, but he might have me a little bit.
Nah, we equal.
In touch with his emotions and feelings. And I would say like that's something I have seen progress in. Has a servant's heart. I put gorgeous smile. I did put some physical attributes. Yeah. And I really love his smile. You know what? Good hygiene.
Yeah.
I rarely smell him stink.
Yo, and that's funny
and when
you say
that. It hasn't been like
when we were dating, all the way up until like last year, I did not wear cologne.
That's true.
At all.
Yeah. But he never is like
Right.
he.
So that's hygiene for real. Because some people got bad hygiene. They just smell good because, you know what I'm saying, they drown themselves in cologne and perfume. But
all right,
I'm
hyping
just
yourself
saying.
up.
All right, let me be humble.
And then I even put fit, slim, tall. Now some people be mad, right? Because they be like, "Look,
ooh,
you shouldn't be focusing on physical attributes."
When she met me, I was not fit. I was not.
You were
fit.
slim and tall.
That's it. But I was not fit, which is I feel like the most important.
That's true.
Out of those, I was a walking stick.
It said willing to stay fit and eat healthy with me.
That's life now.
That he does. We do not have an issue with that. Of course, we enjoy, you know,
every now and then. Ice cream.
We are a healthy balance.
Yeah.
And so those are some of the things I wrote on here. And honestly, he has 53 out of 53 things. He was only missing 3. One of those things, God had told me to work on my heart in that area. And
what was it?
Do you mind if I say that?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay. And that was my husband had to be a virgin because I was at the time, right? So that was something that I was so like gung-ho on, like, he has to be a virgin. Of course, I'm 17, going on 18. Yeah. I felt strongly about that. But as I got older, God was starting to work on me on that. And I was like kind of getting mad, like, God, why are you trying to convince me to like not want this? And it was because he knew exactly who was coming into my life. And that he wasn't a virgin.
I wasn't.
But that didn't make him.
Hats off.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. Like, honestly, like I said, God worked on my heart in that area.
Yeah.
Before I even knew you or met you. I just realized I had can cook and clean on here. I mean, he can. I guess I should have put loves to cook and clean. He does those things occasionally. I mean, he cleans, but cook is occasionally.
Oh God! But when I cook though, her mouth be watering.
Yeah, everyone please pray that I get some more of the cooking.
She will.
And then what else on here? Oh, the other thing was great sense of style.
Oh God! I ain't gonna lie, y'all.
I met him,
I was, man.
That was an area I was like, God, I know this is a little shallow of me, but
yeah, I ain't had no style.
This man ain't got no swag.
Whoa! Swag is different from style. Style is how you put your clothes together and stuff. I had the swag. Like, I wasn't lame, like I said earlier. Wasn't lame, but I just didn't have, like, when it came to dressing, like, I wasn't putting that ish on. Dang. I wasn't putting it on. Like, I didn't have it.
You didn't have that ish.
I had a couple outfits, and I wore all of them janks. Like, all my best outfits on our dates, and them janks was still terrible.
It's like, I'm running out of good clothes.
Like, I'm running out of clothes, man. Dang. But yeah, I was not as stylish as you.
So yeah, that was an area where I was just like, dang, he's really not going to be able to match my fly. Like, that kind of sucks.
That's so bad.
But again, God worked on my heart. I get to help him in his style, and I feel like I have helped. I feel like
she told me to put this shirt on today.
Being around me.
And I didn't want to wear it.
I mean, honestly, this isn't a good reflection of my styling. My styling. He had on a shirt that was like kind of dressy looking. I'm like, I have this on. I wanted to match.
You was mad that I was above your fly, so you brought me down to where you
chill
are.
Out. Anyway, like I was saying, that was something we were able to just work through. You know, worked on getting him some pieces in his wardrobe that just kind of better, you know, suit him and, you know, elevate his style. And honestly, I feel like God knew that I needed someone that was going to be on the more, like, on the opposite spectrum in that area because like I like to shop for clothes and like,
and I don't really
stuff.
like.
And he doesn't care about that, and I think we kind of could keep each other like more balanced in that because like there'll be times where I'm like, okay, babe, you need to get some clothes, like you're bugging, and then there are times where he's like, okay, babe, you need to like chill out on buying clothes.
This is the 12th Amazon box in one day.
Well, that
not
I
Amazon, but
I don't
anything.
buy stuff,
Gymshark,
clothes from Amazon, but yeah,
Gymshark, H&M. Like,
yeah. So
kind of crazy.
you know, God knew.
So I do want to talk about how I desired to be with a virgin.
Really?
I did.
I didn't know that.
When I found out that you were, I was a little more interested, if I'm being real. And the reason...
I'm going to interrupt you since you've interrupted.
Go ahead. You can't even interrupt me right. Go ahead.
That's because I'm not good at that. But a lot of guys don't, like, when they hear that you're a virgin, they be like... I feel like that's what happened, like, in my situationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that person knew I was a virgin, and they were just like... I don't know if I could do this.
You know that meme where the guy puts up his hands like this and he just disappears?
It was like, I was just, they was really hanging on there because I was really like a great person.
Yeah,
and
great
they
friend.
enjoyed like being around me. But like that one aspect was really like, I can't do it.
I need to find that so I can put it. I could put it in here. But nah, because I would tell my friends, you know, I'd be telling them about you. And I'd just be like, yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, she's a virgin. And they would just be like, I remember I told them at the gym one day. But shout out to my friend Brian because he's the only one that was like, that's good for you. that's actually good for you. Because he knows like the past trauma and hurt that I was dealing with just women that I was dating still being attached like to other men, like because of, you know, the sharing of souls, the soul ties. So that's something that I used to like deal with heavy, like infidelity and just, you know, being heartbroken over things like that and not feeling like good enough. So when I did find out, I was like, man, I'm going to do this.
He's like, I got to get this one.
I'm going to do this. But it's just the fact you were just pure. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So that was the main reason I think I really wanted that. But I think that was God orchestrating that. Because back in the day, I probably would have just been like, no, I'm good.
But really?
Yeah.
When you wanted to just be like...
Yeah. Like back in the day when I was
before you
dating.
got hurt.
Yeah. I would have been like, nah, I'm good.
That's funny. But yeah, the reaction always the same when you tell guys that you're a virgin. But I feel like he was definitely the first person that I told that I was romantically interested in that didn't respond in a like yikes type of way. Like he was actually supportive of it and wanted to join me in that journey, which was new for me. So I was like, well, let's see where this goes. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely just encouraging.
Definitely.
Especially for me.
And even like, and I'll say this is good for people who are dating. Like if you've been with someone who's been with someone and you've been with someone, I think the best thing to do is when you first get together is probably just to not have sex because like you really have soul ties from other relationships and then you bring that into your relationship. So it's not just not having sex because, oh, it's the right thing to do. It's because literally if you want your relationship to have some type of newness and pureness to it, you don't need to bring in those soul ties that you got from other people. So, and I'm glad we did that because I just feel like the relationship would have got a little hectic on my end if we had rushed right into, you know, like having sex and stuff like that. So,
well, we wouldn't have because I wasn't going to do that. But I think it definitely was beneficial for us because we got to get to know one another.
Yeah.
Without being like clouded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we met. We're still kicking, and we will continue to kick.
Yeah. We've been married for 2 years and a couple months.
And yep, 2 years, 2 months.
It's been honestly like great.
It has been.
And I won't say like, of course we have our differences. We get on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
We don't really argue very much. But I mean, it's just like basic stuff that you experience living with somebody on a day-to-day basis. Like,
that's
but like really it's been a lot easier than I thought it would be. It's been hard more so spiritually. As far as just making sure that we remain on one accord and stay focused on, our relationship with God, and how that impacts our relationship with one another.
With each other.
I think that's been the most challenging but rewarding and fun part about it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like God has like really shown and what's the word I'm looking for? Confirmed that this is an God ordained relationship. Mm-hmm. And I know some people believe like you don't have a soulmate. Some people believe like, there isn't the one for you.
Right.
Well, I feel like there was.
Yeah. And we chose each other.
Yeah.
So
I think at the end of the day, there are soulmates out there for you, people that really will align with your values and just your personality. But you do have to make a choice to love that person. And even if you do have a list, allow that person to give that person space to grow into the person you want to be. Because if you get this perfect human being that matches your entire list off the rip, I mean, where do they go from there? You know what I'm saying? Like
nowhere.
Like allow there to be some growth, you know? Like I thank God that I forgot about this list because I was able to come back to it 2 years into my marriage and realize like, wow, I'm actually have what I desired when I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
And I
actually got what I desired too. Mm-hmm. That the next woman I date will be my wife. I said that back in 2017.
I said that too once, but
and then I met you in 2018.
That didn't happen with me, but
yeah,
right.
So yeah, allow people to grow because it's too many times I've heard like a woman was dating a guy and then they stopped dating and then he's dating someone else, married her, gave her the world. But I just feel like that woman just allowed him to grow. Yeah. Instead of just cutting them off completely.
And I think some people have like a negative. You just can't be so negative because someone will be like, they don't want to have to experience pain or all this other stuff. Like no one's encouraging that you endure any type of abuse.
Right. Not that physical and not that physical pain.
Not even physical. I'm talking about it could be emotional abuse. It could be like no one's saying like just endure his cheating ways so that he can grow. No. If that's happening, run for the hills. Okay? Because I feel like if a man shows you that he's cheating before you even married, let's not even go there.
Don't go.
Don't go there. Okay? Just run. Unless God specifically told you something. And if he told you, hold on to it and see how he works that out. But nonetheless, allow people to grow. Yes. And have grace for others because you don't want a man. I don't think women can handle that type of rejection. A man having this extensive list of what you need to have?
There might be some men out there.
Do
with
men
it.
do that?
We really
let
don't.
Me know.
Majority of us
men
do
out
not.
there, do y'all have a list of what y'all want y'all woman to be? And ladies, let me know. Do y'all have a list of what y'all want y'all man to be?
I haven't met a man yet that has a list.
Yeah.
I just haven't. But if that would be dope if there's actually a man out there.
I don't think there's a problem with it. I think it's all about, just not idolizing it.
Of course.
Not putting it above your relationship with God, not taking the list with you to every date, making sure.
Like, so what you want to talk about? So
like,
on page 34,
he's getting reviewed.
It says you have to pay for the first date. So that's the list. I'm just letting you know.
Well, you didn't do it. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry.
We're through.
That's it.
It's just be sensitive to the Holy Spirit in any relationship that you enter into, friendship, romantic interests, whatever. And yeah. So.
When I met her, y'all, I didn't have a job.
You didn't? I thought you did. You didn't work at Life Touch or Lifetime? What is it called?
I quit a couple of days after.
Days?
No, weeks after I met you.
Okay, weeks. But you had a job.
Throughout our whole dating, I barely had a job.
I'm just saying in the beginning he had a job.
Yeah.
Then, eventually he didn't have a job.
Yeah. So, I don't know why I said that. I just wanted to say that.
I mean, that was one of the things I had to I feel like one of the main things, okay, well, I don't know how he gonna be my husband if he don't got a job.
But no, the funny thing about that is I had been applying in a lot of places and I was, crying out to God. Like when I finally realized I wanted to marry you, which was probably a year and a half after we were dating. Because I didn't know. Like you knew a couple of months. I didn't know until maybe like a year and a half.
Several months. Couple is it was like a good.
Yeah, maybe it was maybe a year for me, but that's when I was like, now I'm like, man, I really want to marry this girl, but I know I have to work in order to provide. You know what I'm saying? So I was crying out to God, and God practically just gave me a job. Like the job I'm at now, I did not apply for it. I was considered for it. I knew someone, and I got in that way. And then, after having that job, it's like I forgot that I told God I wanted to marry you. Then he reminded me one day, like, hey, man. What you doing?
What you doing?
You got the job. I'm like,
chop.
Oh, you're right. And I was like, all right. So that's when I talked to my parents. It's like, I think then I started looking for the ring. Then boom.
I want to know, what was your parents' thoughts when you told them, I think I'm ready to marry this girl now? Did they tell you?
Did they tell me what?
Their thoughts. Were they like, I don't think you're ready, or?
Nah, they were excited.
Oh, okay.
I think it's because I had a job.
Oh, okay.
They were okay. They were more at ease with it. Like if I didn't have a job, and I'm looking to marry, they was probably gonna be like, I think you should find some work first. So yeah, I just want to thank you for 2 years and 2 months of an incredible marriage. And I just thank God that we were able to come together and that this is divine. And that I know God's going to do something great through us. We hope you guys are around to see it. We love y'all. See y'all on the next episode of God Over Raw. Remember to put God over Raw. And yeah, peace.